Q106.7 weather.
Here's your KQNK forecast. Bright sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 91. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chance of thunderstorms tonight. Lows dip down to about 63. Overcast skies. Clear skies tomorrow. Highs level off around 88. Ample sunshine expected Thursday with a high of 90. 87. Slight chance of rain showers Friday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Right now, it's 77 degrees.
Kansas Information Network News. I'm Karen Johnson. The head of Wichita's Park and Recreation Department is out amid a flap at City Hall.
Longtime Wichita Park and Rec Director Troy Houtman was the subject of scrutiny by Mayor Lily Wu last week when it became known that a no-bid contract had been awarded to a disc golf pro shop operator within one of Wichita's city parks. To make matters worse, the charge to rent the clubhouse at Clapp Park was far below market value. Monday, the city would not say what prompted Houtman's departure, but confirmed that Recreation Superintendent Reggie Davidson had been named interim department head. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Clay County Medical Center announces it's now recognized in Becker's list of the best hospitals for nurse communication in Kansas. The recognition is based on data from the Hospital Consumer Assessment of Healthcare Providers and Systems Survey. This is Kansas Information Network News.
Healthcare.gov is here for you when life happens. If you lost your health coverage because of turning 26, going off Medicaid, leaving your job, or moving, you could be eligible to enroll in new coverage now. And if you need to update your coverage because of marriage or having a baby, you could also be eligible. But don't wait. There's a limited time to enroll. Check your eligibility at healthcare.gov today. Life happens. Get covered. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Good afternoon, I'm Natalie Hadley with your KQNK News, brought to you by the Norton County Hospital, providing the best care right here at home. On Monday, authorities evacuated a building in downtown Topeka after separate suspicious packages were delivered to the Kansas Secretary of State's office and the Attorney General's office. One package resembled similar suspicious packages that were sent to election offices in other states, where officials said they contained harmless white powder. However, a spokeswoman for the Kansas Highway Patrol said the FBI was called to retrieve a larger package that was sent to the Attorney General's office, and authorities said they weren't sure if the same person sent both packages. Rosie Nichols, a spokeswoman for the Topeka Police, said in a statement that several pieces of mail had an unknown substance on them and that a field test found no hazardous materials. She said further testing was planned. The 2 packages were received about a half hour apart at Memorial Hall, which is a building adjacent to the Capitol that houses both the Secretary of State and Attorney General's office. Election offices in Iowa, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Wyoming also received suspicious packages on Monday. An annual independent review of Kansas's foster care system shows that it fell short for the 3rd year in a row of improvements to housing instability and mental health care delays. The review is mandated by the terms of a class action lawsuit settlement agreement, which was reached in 2020 after child advocacy organizations sued the Secretary of the Kansas Department for Children and Families, which oversees the state's foster care system, and other state departments in 2018 for failures within the state's foster care system. The Washington, D.C.-based Center for the Study of Social Policy conducts the independent review each year. The state showed progress in 2023 in reducing the number of times a child slept overnight in an office or other non-licensed facility, with the state reporting that 57 kids spent a total of 68 instances in a non-licensed facility, and that was down from 85 kids and 141 instances in 2022. However, early 2024 data shows the progress was short-lived, as in the first half of the year, there were 141 instances of a child sleeping in a non-licensed foster care environment. The state highlighted that 69% of youth in Department for Children and Families custody received timely mental health and trauma screenings, an improvement of 35 percentage points from the 2021 report. However, it's still below the class action settlements benchmarks, which began at 80% in 2021 and escalated to 90% for 2023. Each progress report evaluates the system based on 5 performance improvement goals, and the report said despite the state's focused efforts, most performance measures remained or fell below the settlement agreement's requirements. The Department for Children and Families contracts with 5 private organizations to provide foster care services to 1 or more of the state's 7 geographic areas. In an email on Monday, Hays Police Chief Don Schleiber said that the department received a report of a written threat of a bomb inside Hays Middle School. He said the threat was texted to a Hays resident who reported it to the Hays Police Department, and other threats were later texted to the Ellis County Communication Center. Schleiber thanked the Hays resident for sharing the message and for helping them to ensure the safety of the students. The Hays Police Department worked with members of the USD 489 staff to fully investigate the reported threat, and the school and the grounds were searched by members of the Hays Police Department and the Kansas Highway Patrol Emergency Service Unit, K-9s. Schleiber said the school was determined to be safe, and during the investigation, the Hays Police Department also identified and located the person who made all of the threats against Hays Middle School. He said the Hays Police Department works closely with USD 489 to ensure the safety and well-being of all of the students, and they're grateful for this partnership, and he's also especially grateful for the quick response of the Kansas Highway Patrol and their assistance with the investigation. I'll be back with more in just a moment.
Gear up for a safe school year with Norton County Hospital and Clinics. Whether walking, biking, or riding the bus, stay visible and follow safety rules. Pack smart to avoid strain and focus on healthy habits like hand washing, staying hydrated, and reaching for healthy snacks. Don't forget, plenty of sleep for success. Norton County Hospital and Clinics wishes you a safe, successful, and healthy school year ahead.
The Kansas Department of Transportation plans to begin a resurfacing project on a portion of US 183 in Phillips County starting on or around September 18th. The project work will consist of a mill and overlay on 13 miles of the highway, starting at the Rooks County line and ending at the East US 36 junction. The traffic will be reduced to 1 lane in the areas where the crews are actively working and directed by flaggers and a pilot car, and motorists should plan for delays of up to 15 minutes during the daylight hours. The Kansas Department of Transportation expects this project to be completed in late October, conditions permitting. The Northern Valley Lady Huskies traveled to Waukene on Saturday to compete in the Trigo Volleyball Tournament. The Huskies came out of morning pool play 0-3 after competitively facing some tough teams, and they finished their day winning the consolation game. The Huskies started off the morning playing the Osborne Bulldogs, losing both sets 16-25. The Huskies next played the Oakley Plainsmen in a competitive hard-fought match, and they came up short, losing 19-25 and 17-25, and they walked away feeling that they played stronger in that match. The Huskies finished pool play against the Russell Mustangs, falling 14-25 and 17-25. The Lady Huskies then played one final consolation game against the Deerfield Spartans. The Huskies won the first set 25-23, but then struggled to keep the momentum the second set, losing 22-25, and the final set had the Lady Huskies digging deep for a win, taking the match 25-11. Coach Hansen said they went into the tournament with a positive mindset and focused on their team goals. Coach said losses are never easy, but they need to learn from them and allow them to help them grow as a team, as this group of girls does a great job of letting it go and moving on to the next set, trying to improve. According to the unofficial minutes of the Norton County Board of Commissioners meeting that was held on September 9th, Commissioner Garrett Beidler called the meeting of the Norton County Board of Commissioners to order at 9 a.m. in the commission room, and in attendance were Richard Thompson and Garrett Beidler. Dallas Goslin, the director of the Norton City County Economic Development, and Aaron Hale, a board member, were in to visit with the commission on the recent listening tour with local fire departments. The tour included all departments that service Norton County, and the purpose of the meetings was to assess the needs of supplies of goods for the department. Dallas stated the meetings went very well. Dallas and Aaron then spoke briefly about the proposed NRP, with Dallas saying he's had some community contacts with boards to introduce the plans and get a general feel of the program. Terry Nelson spoke with the commission about road right-of-ways and usage. Terry stated that the courts have now clarified the use of public roadways and what is permissible, and Terry provided the commission with a map and locations of fire hydrants that he stated could be very beneficial for fire districts and local farmers if usage was changed to benefit the public. Dale Jacobson, a Norton City Council member and a representative to the commission, was present to address the Department of Corrections work crew. The commission stated that they would like to continue with the inmate crew, but felt there needed to be a couple of changes in the contract. Dale also spoke with the commission about the local government agency meetings that are being held, saying the meetings are well attended and receive good feedback from the public. County Attorney Melissa Schoen delivered the settlement and mutual release agreement and the agreement for communication and jail service. The two agreements are between the City of Norton and the County of Norton, and after review, a motion was made by Commissioner Thompson to approve the agreement for communication and jail service, with a second from Chairman Beidler, and the motion passed 2-0, and a motion was made by Chairman Beidler to approve the settlement and mutual release agreement, with the second from Commissioner Thompson, and the motion passed 2-0. A motion was made by Commissioner Thompson to approve the August 30th, 2024 minutes, with the second from Chairman Beidler, and the motion passed. Sheriff Troy Thompson spoke with the commission on the contracts between the city and county for dispatcher and jail service contracts. Troy then reported that the department will soon be replacing the console and radios within the department, and he said that with the commission's approval, he'll donate the old radios to the Unified School District. Sheriff Thompson then reported that at the time, a total of 11 inmates are being held in custody. With no further business before the board, the meeting was then adjourned. I'm Natalie Hadley. Your KQNK News was brought to you by the Norton County Hospital. You can call the Norton County Hospital at 785-877-3351 for all of your health care needs.
Kansas Agriculture Network News.
Good day, everyone. I'm Greg Akagi. The Kansas corn and sorghum harvest continues to roll along, as is the case with wheat drilling across the state. The latest numbers from National Ag Statistics show that 26% of the Kansas corn harvest is complete, near 24 last year and ahead of the 17% five-year average. 94% of the crop has dented, and 72% of the crop has matured, near 70 last year and ahead of the 55 average. The crop is rated 38% good to excellent. That's down 3 points from last week, 30 fair and 32% poor to very poor. 97% of the Kansas soybean crop is setting pods, and 37% were dropping leaves, behind 48 last year and ahead of the 32 average. The overall crop condition is rated at 51% good to excellent, down 4 points from last week, 30 fair and 19% poor to very poor. 5% of the Kansas sorghum harvest is complete, near 6% last year and ahead of 3% for the average. 80% of the crop is coloring and 35% of the crop is mature, near 31 last year and ahead of the 21 average. The crop is rated 38% good to excellent, down 4 points from last week, 37 fair and 25% poor to very poor. 9% of the Kansas winter wheat crop has been planted, near 7 last year and the 5-year average. Topsoil moisture rated 32% adequate to surplus, down 9 points from last week, 68% short to very short. Subsoil moisture rated 33% adequate to surplus, down 4 points last week, and 67% short to very short. State's pasture and ranging condition, 32% good to excellent, down 5 points from last week, 36 fair, and 32% poor to very poor. This is the
Husker Harvest Days, the premier ag event in the Western Corn Belt, is back. Join us from September 10th through the 12th at the Grand Island, Nebraska Showgrounds for 3 action-packed days of crop irrigation innovations, machinery demos, and expert-led cattle seminars. Boost your profitability, connect with agribusinesses, and celebrate traditions. Visit HuskerHarvestDays.com now for your complimentary registration. Register today.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Kansas Agriculture Network weather. This is meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Kansas Agriculture Network. A round of showers and thunderstorms will be possible over our western high plains today, including a chance of a few strong to severe thunderstorms. Isolated storms in our central counties and a few possible in the eastern counties ahead of an incoming cold front. Temperatures will stay very warm statewide for the next few days, and we'll actually get a bump up to the 90s in the central and eastern counties Thursday and Friday afternoon. Following that, a stronger trough and cold front should move in with cooler air and a little more rain by the weekend. On the map heading into this afternoon, a warm front is over western Kansas with a cold front entering the central Rockies. We have a batch of moist air heading northward from New Mexico. Some scattered showers are in the central and eastern counties too. Later this afternoon, that cold front will move into eastern Colorado, generating thunderstorms that should extend into our western high plains. Few of those storms may have damaging wind over 70 miles per hour. By tomorrow morning, the batch of rain and thunderstorms will get into our eastern counties, drying out for the west. Temperatures will stay very warm statewide. A few scattered thunderstorms in the central counties tomorrow afternoon. We'll stay dry and very warm again for most of the state on Thursday and Friday. The next big low and cold front arrive late Friday, increasing rain chances and much cooler weather by the weekend. This afternoon in northwestern Kansas, low 90s with upper 50s and low 60s overnight. Upper 80s and low 90s north central. Tonight we're in the mid to upper 60s. Mid to upper 80s northeast and mid 60s for the overnight hours. In southwestern Kansas, low 90s today. Overnight we're in the upper 50s and low 60s. Upper 80s to mid 90s south central, mid to upper 60s for the overnight hours. And we're in the upper 80s for the southeast counties this afternoon. Tonight, upper 60s. This is the Kansas Agriculture Network.
Growing wheat can be a rewarding experience, but it also comes with its fair share of challenges. Imagine having the power to see blockages on your seeder before they happen and consistently apply the correct rate and flow on your seeder and sprayer while seeing the data you need in real time. That's exactly what upgrades from Precision Planting offer you. Let's start with seeding. How do you know if you're applying the right rate on each row? Standard blockage systems often fall short, only showing red or green for product flow. The Clarity system from Precision Planting is a simple upgrade that maps magnitude row by row on the 2020 monitor, alerting you of variances in rate and flow in real time. Now let's talk spraying. Adding Symphony nozzle to your sprayer gains you independent control of rate and pressure, ensuring a consistent droplet size. This means reduced overlap and wasted product, saving you time and money. For your best wheat or other small grain season yet, upgrade your equipment with Clarity and Symphony nozzle from Precision Planting. Visit PrecisionPlanting.com to find a local Precision Planting Premier dealer near you.